Well, the president is weighing in on the topic that we were just talking about here on the panel. I don't know if the TVs are on down there at Mar-a-Lago, but he tweeted just moments ago, James Comey just threw Andrew McCabe under the bus. Inspector General's report on McCabe is a disaster for both of them, getting a little lot of their own medicine. Judge, that IG report fully, we don't have an extent of all the things that they have, but we do know the McCabe part. And it is interesting that there is a cross-section here of what Comey's saying, what Lynch is saying, what McCabe is saying, and how this all factors in.
You know, Jim Comey, a graduate of the University of Chicago Law School, seems to have forgotten some very basic lessons, as Chuck just pointed out. We believe he is a witness for Bob Mueller before one of the grand juries, yet he is really seriously damaging his credibility by opining on everything under the sun having to do with this, by speaking on both sides of these issues. And the president is right that he threw Andy McCabe under the bus, yet he may be a witness in a prosecution of Andy McCabe, and McCabe's lawyers will for sure play the interviews when you question him next week, when Tapper questioned him early today or yesterday, whenever it was, and show that to a jury. Is this man worthy of belief? Look at what he said about this last week.
Yeah, there are plenty of questions, by the way, that will be left on the table, I think, for our interview April 26th with James Comey. Here's the McCabe team response to the criminal referral today. We were advised of the referral within the past few weeks, although we believe the referral is unjustified. The standard for an IG referral is very low. We have already met with staff members from the U.S. Attorney's Office. We are confident that unless there is inappropriate pressure from high levels of the administration, the U.S. Attorney's Office will conclude that it should decline to prosecute. Well, how does that go with what Jim Jordan said in that soundbite I played earlier, where most people say, well, wait a second, what happened to Mike Flynn?
Right. It doesn't matter what the political pressure is here. This is a legal situation about the fact that, according to the Inspector General, Andrew McCabe lied under oath to FBI investigators and Inspector General investigators, which is a felony. Now, the U.S. Attorney, her name is Jessie Liu, appointed and confirmed in September of 2017 under President Trump. She's going to have to make a decision with her attorneys in her office about whether there is enough evidence to prosecute Andrew McCabe. But I find it so interesting that his indignant attitude, again, towards the rule of law in the statement that his attorney is putting out, when clearly there has been a double standard, especially when it comes to Andrew McCabe being the one who oversaw the Mike Flynn investigation, who allegedly lied and pled guilty to lying to an agent not under oath.
Quickly, Rudy Giuliani is telling reporters that he's only going to be on for a few weeks and that he's going to try to wrap up the Mueller investigation and kind of clean up the loose ends and get Mueller to wrap this thing up.
He's got superpowers. He's the one person in the world who can wrap up this investigation. But if what that means, and you heard President Trump allude to it a little bit in the press conference, he said, we want to bring this to an end. Maybe there is, honestly, some new thinking in the White House about the best approach here, that maybe if you bring in Rudy Giuliani as a whole new face to sit down with Mueller and say, okay, let's cut a deal.